Oh, you're a sport reference. Yeah, I love sports.
Yeah, sports reference.
Yeah,
Came as immediately
ball.
out. It's like, what are you talking about? Sports ball.
This discussion just died.
You can play that on the PC too, so that should make it a little bit more down your alley.
Sport ball? Yeah.
Basketball. Dude. Maev getting banned as we're going to game number 3. Boys and girls, Liquid with a 2-0. Looking strong today against Granit Gaming. The Cacti are having some problems here, as the Sunflowers are a shining example of Heroes of the Storm prowess and how with little plays you can get significant advantages in the game. Liquid playing very efficient. And yeah, I'm liking it, really. The question, if they are maybe in a bit of a slump again after the Western Clash problems that they had, so far have been answered. Granit looked great in the previous games that they played. They're getting stronger and stronger, but to Liquid, it doesn't matter. This is, by the way, a series where the last time the two of them played, it was a 5-mapper.
Yeah.
And Liquid barely won it, and Granit Gaming should have won it. And this time we are very, very far away from such a close game. It has been a very one-sided performance by Liquid. Series isn't over yet.
Yeah.
We've seen crazier comebacks. Could see it here.
It's time for Granit Gaming to wake up and smell the roses here. They really need to get their execution on point. Game 1 and game number 2 felt a little bit off. Some of the coordination wasn't there completely. So now for them, after having a break, come in and perform out of your mind.
What I'm going to bring next time is I'm going to have a little basket here with like plush things or fluff stuff that can throw at you every single time you say a dumb thing.
We're just bringing it back, man. Just bringing it back. Full circle.
Roses don't smell bad.
Okay, but you do wake up and smell the roses. That's a saying here in America.
What does it mean?
Wake up and smell the roses.
Wake up and smell the roses?
Yeah, like after it rains, the flowers all
After
dispense
rain,
their
I
smell.
get it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you wake up and you smell the roses. It's a beautiful day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
I don't know if it's roses, actually.
Yeah, I was
wake up and smell
I was
something.
about to say that sounds weird. I think you're making this up.
I just make up my own idioms as I go through life. Feels good.
Zoinks.
One. It catches on. People zoinks nowadays. That's all I'm saying.
That just makes it sad, not better.
Karazim banned out.
I mean, I get it. You are up against, you have a Diablo, you're in Cursed Hollow, and you don't want to get isolated here, so a Karazim can actually be really powerful in that setup.
Yeah.
Against Diablo, you have to always be a little bit careful. We've seen so many pressure plays against Diablo right now, but here's that Thrall again. And I'll tell you, this is going to keep being a thing until someone adjusts to it. Because, again, a triple warrior front line, we have Thrall taken. This is just insanely scary. You're looking at a front line that you just can't bust through. How do you beat this? You have a Diablo Urel, that alone is already tough enough, and then you have a Thrall with it too. A massive amount of CC, nice front breaker, and, I mean, the hit point pool on those 3 heroes alone is just absolutely fantastic. Thrall the easiest one to take down, but him with all the CC that comes out of Diablo and the armor from Urel, good luck with that.
And here's how you counter it. Owl build Tyrande. When they all group up with melees, you drop down the owls and get those stacks moving for the late game. Actually, Tyrande here, I have no idea where this came from. They're looking for the stun lock composition, obviously. You want to Murden into a Lunar Flare.
I can tell you where it comes from.
On our mark.
I mean, this is an adjustment where Granit says, okay, guys, we're going to dominate rotations in the early game. We're going to have a Murden Tyrande rotation, ideally with Stukov, and we are going to make sure that we're going to get kills. Because we need those early game kills in order to make anything happen. Because if we are going on even footing with Liquid into the late game, you're just done. And right now you have Genji as a counter pick. Have fun being Tyrande. Yeah. This is literally one of those setups where the only thing that can save Tyrande is going to be a Stormer from Murden, or a quick silence onto Tyrande after Genji moves in. But if that misses, and if Genji plays around the cooldown on the Lurking Arm, then Tyrande is going to suffer in that late game.
It's going to have a very difficult time. There is the question of whether or not they have enough damage fully with Genji coming in there for the middle. Sure, you have Thrall there. If you do not get through Tyrande, do you completely destroy this front line of Murden and Dahaka, which is a stable front line for Granit Gaming?
I definitely give you that. Like, Genji is one of those things where I'm like, that can work extremely well.
Yeah.
But a heavy hitter in the backline would have been great here. I mean, they picked Reyna on Infernal Shrines when they had a similar thought process, when they said, okay, heavy frontline with a Thrall and have a massive damage backline dealer. Genji is more so sustainable damage through auto attacks, poke, and then trying to deliver those kills. So you can definitely make an argument that do they have enough damage here. But with it being Cursed Hollow, you have a lot of wall stun potential on Diablo. That's one of the assets that you have. You have on after 16 again. First of all, you have the poke through Thrall, but after 16, you also have the pressure through the Alpha Wolf. So I feel like in the late game, they have it. But this is definitely one of the more itty-bitty grids.
Well, we're going into a Tyrande pick here on the left side in the blue at Team Liquid. Sport Billy playing Diablo, Arcaner on Genji, Nurok on Deckard, Hatsu Wobs to play Thrall, and Eternal on Urel.
To the right side in game number 3, we have Memecraft for Granit Gaming on Hanzo. We see a Darkmog on the Haka. And now we're coming into the good part. Stukov played by Wolf Joe, Raid Boss on Tyrande, and Nand on Murden. So we have a good old Miranda composition. But the idea is to rotate with Miranda, aka Murden and Tyrande, and try and get kills. The whole thought process being Stormbolt in a Tyrande stun, apply the trade, and then burst the target away. You can either try and pull that off by using Stukov and dropping a silence on the target too to root them down even longer, or you can try to get your damage dealer in. But here we have that rotation already starting to rotate through, and Liquid is going to play very, very safe in the early game because they know extremely well that the one thing they have to do right now is just make sure that they don't lose heroes in the early game.
Tyrande moving into the Sentinel at level 1. The Ranger looking to get those stacks up, getting the mana reduction cost overall. I was wondering if we might see that Lunar Flare come in, but something different actually for Stukov. Moving into the Spine Launcher. When base attacks, of course, go and become ranged, and then they slow enemies down. Trying to lock down that one target, as you were mentioning.
Exactly, and also putting them in a spot where with that melee heavy over front line, Stukov has an easier time just like staying in the back a little bit and still adding some value. But here comes again, Granit Gaming. Look at it, the setup is there. Hazops is only moving out to get those quick hits with his Q in, with his Chain Lightning. But everybody on Team Liquid side is just moving far back and just saying you can do whatever you want, but we are not going to move out to give you these kills. This is a comp of old. If you are a newer Heroes of the Storm player, and with new I think I literally mean the last 1 or 2 years, then you might not have experienced that Murden Tyrande dominated meta, where we had just Sun comms roaming the map every single game. They were incredibly powerful in that particular combo for a long, long time. But yeah, this is another approach of Granit Gaming to bring that back and to try and get these kills. And it's great for sniping targets, but can they make it happen when your opponent is very experienced and is going to make damn sure to not move out and give you these free kills in the early game?
Oops, Billy coming in for a quick pick on Memecraft. He should be able to jump away, still has that natural agility. I was wondering if he was going to go for Tyrande instead there. Tyrande not having the best escapes, that's why she's actually considered a weakness by a lot of folks that attempt to play her as support/damage hybrid. She doesn't have that mobility gap closer, and if you get into a spot where you're not winning a trade, she has to run.
It was actually unfortunate timing from the engage because Hazop's Frostwolf wasn't ready yet after he used it for the escape. If that Wolf would have been ready, after the flip, he could have tried and lock Hanzo down. That might have been a kill for them, but it was still on cooldown.
Now, level 4 pick coming in here, Caldoria Resistance, picking up for Tyrande, gives that spell armor that you enjoy having against your opponents looking to poke you down. Seeing that from a lot of players in competitive play. We've seen the cooldown reduction as well from Tyrande at 4, but this is the mainstay, the main one that you go for. Looking for the spell armor, it grants it for 15 for a total of 6 seconds. Again, mitigating the damage coming your way.
I'm definitely not hating that draft of Granit Gaming. I think it's not quite what I expected, but this can be extremely strong and powerful. It's just Liquid is playing smartly around it, and once that the later stages or the mid game is reached, it's going to be very difficult for Granit Gaming to make plays here. But in the early game, they should have the upper hand with this.
Definitely tested your opponent and how much discipline they have, that's for sure. And Team Liquid is showing a large amount of discipline right now, playing it safe. Whenever they see anyone finally showing up on the map, you'll see the push in the lanes. Genji was working on the mid lane as an example. Something also to note is that if they do find a pick, Granit Gaming, post 5 minutes, 7 minutes, you clear a boss incredibly. First off, you have Hanzo with Scatter Arrow, but you add a Hunter Mark on top of that, it's done. Exactly.
The trade of Tyrande is just absolutely amazing in those cases. It's one of the main reasons why she was such a constant pick on Battlefield of Eternity when you try to burn the Immortal down.
Swabs coming down the bottom lane to soak up, but with this next tribute spawn being in a position where Team Liquid can defend it, should see a rotation from Team Liquid to head down there, and they are already doing that.
I mean, one of the great assets of Tyrande is also that with the Owl, you have a great interruption tool against channels.
Vision.
I mean, there were so many arguments for Tyrande being a very, very strong hero in the past, where on any map where a channel was required, you could just be very, very annoying. Again, we're coming back to a map that is not in the HGC pool anymore, Blackheart's Bay. Owls were fantastic when you had Rewind on Tyrande and you could just like spam Owls the entire day, had cooldown reduction as well. You could just continuously spam out Owls as long as we were hitting a few, and you could basically make sure that your opponent never gets a turn in. So like this idea behind that is still applies, at least to the tribute channel. You can stall them out a bit longer if you connect with those Owls.
Hang on here. There's that combo we were looking for.
Yeah.
God, that was so fast. I was looking at a talent and I look back in dead target as Deckard Cain finds himself on the wrong side of his part of the map.
this is definitely what this comp is supposed to do. And this is once that Nurok walked into it, he immediately, once he saw them, was just like, okay, I'm dead. Like, I'm literally just over. There's no one to peel for me. I can't lock them down. Once the first stun connects, I'm just literally dead. So this is the first kill for Granit Gaming, and this is the game that they have to play. Find these kills, engage into the side, ideally find a flank, find an isolated target, and just blow them up the entire game long. But this is going to become a lot tougher once that Liquid has level 10.
Something to consider also when it comes to Toronto is her stacks. When it comes to her ounce, currently it's sitting at 7 and 8. It will start to pierce and move forward on the second one. In fact, the first time that we had a tribute blocked, we had someone stand in front of the Sentinel coming out just to make sure it didn't interrupt that tribute being grabbed.
One of the reasons also why that comp fell a little bit out of style is that we had a lot more heroes with cleanse appearing in the game, and Divine Shield, when Uther was a huge part of the meta, became a massive problem since the combo is of course heavily reliant on that insta blow up. So if you can avoid it, then there's very little that you have to add to the team fight afterwards. And that's something that we're going to see, well, no cleanse in this case, but they're going to try and just shut down the damage output later. But for now, they have to play it safe. They need to wait for level 10, so the early game, as expected, goes to Granit Gaming. And then Team Liquid just has to show that they can still get good fights after they have their heroic abilities. If they fail to do that, Granit Gaming definitely has a good shot of taking this.
What are we thinking about for level 10? Starfall? Shadowstock?
I'm a massive Starfall fan still.
Same. I love Starfall. I love the area effect. I love the control you can have. It buys you time if you need it for a tribute. Gives you the wind-up, the slows too. Makes it very difficult for Thrall to get on top of you as well.
And especially Thrall, Genji, they all want to try and go on Sharonda. And there's like so many spaces where you can get good value. Arrow comes in. There's the chain.
Beautiful.
And there is the kill. The counter kill nearly hitting against Nanda though, but the drag connecting against Diablo. Billy is able to walk away from this one. But we're coming back to the same statement. Kills, kills, kills is what you want. The early level 10 allowed them to hit the arrow, and then the follow-up is there. The amount of CC is just staggering.
Brightwing would be so proud of all this murder right now. Granit Gaming keeps finding these picks. Team Liquid scouts out a boss being grabbed out. Look how fast this boss is getting destroyed.
You have to poke the German, don't you?
I had to poke the German. Boop.
Well, I really need something to throw. I'm going to bring a basket next week.
Arcaner is able to grab the tribute, so 2-2 here. Boss was grabbed though, so Team Liquid will have to clear that up.
That would have, of course, been a nightmare. If you take boss and then also you get the tribute, that would have been a disaster. But here comes the engage, and this time it's Muradin who falls. No chance for him. Liquid already on the chase. Good stun coming out here, though. If Eternal doesn't get stunned out, there's a very good chance that we see Stukov die too. Once that the jump is up again, all you have to do is start body blocking, and then you have a good shot here. But yeah, this is going to be a good game, and also going to be a bit of a test or a question of how well Liquid plays under this much kill pressure.
Is it fair to call Nurok the best Lornado user in the HGC right now? I feel like him and the team
I agree with that.
have really developed this play style. Again, we see Muradin there, unable to jump away from the fight, getting pulled in by the Lornado, and Team Liquid didn't have to expend any other heroics and just delete him because the Lornado disrupted his attempt to get away.
I mean, I would still say that Zelia is the best support player that we have in HGC.
Sure.
On the Lornado usage, I would give Nurok the upper hand. And I think in general, well, also, we're going to talk about it in a moment, because now here comes the Haka with the isolation against Diablo.
Sundering.
Really getting the front. Great, Sundering. What a beautiful flank against Toronto. And she is down immediately. That's exactly how you play with Sundering. Fantastic
the scroll.
setup. The scroll comes through. Sport Billy is going deep, trying to get a second kill, but they already pick up the curse here. Liquid just looking very solid.
What's Team Liquid going to do here with this curse? See if they can get to the other lane and start to push out as well.
Let me come really also back to Nurok. As I said, I think on the Lornado usage, he probably even has the upper hand over Zelia. I would absolutely agree with you there. Zelia is still the best support player in Europe, but I think it's very impressive how strong Nurok is in the support role, given that he just switched over into support. And you can definitely make very good arguments that he's already in the top 3 of supports in Europe.
Yep.
And maybe already has taken over the number 2 spot. But given a bit more time and more experience in that role, I think he can get even better. That is scary.
Somebody that's a bit of a fearful moment right now is Urel, as Granit Gaming finds a pick in the middle of the map. They're still pushing the bottom lane with minion wave, but Granit Gaming is looking to fight. Wolf Joe chasing down Hasso up to help his teammates here. There is about to be an all-out soon, but it won't be enough to get a kill. Darkbach and Nande trying to come for the large flank, though.
Yeah, massive wave, by the way, at the top lane that is still doing
Arrow.
work here. Arrow was great, and the kill as Hanzo just just completely destroys Thrall. And as you said, it's an immediate boss play right after. They have so much boss pressure here. But Liquid already sniffs it out, and they are willing to engage into this.
Yeah, they have a Genji that can jump on Wolf Joe. Massive Shove does not connect. Sundering will be up in about 14 seconds when Thrall gets here if they can rotate across if they have enough time. Sportbilly has the Lightning Breath, and there is a Lornado. This is something that might be game-ending for Granit Gaming if they're unable to take this boss.
Yeah, but now here comes the Lornado again. Maybe a bit too early, but the Lightning Breath also coming through. Nanda pops the Avatar. Stukov is down, though, as Genji gets the kill and the reset. They're trying to go for Mirrodin again. The boss is taken by Liquid. Raid boss in a corner. He falls, and this is another kill as we have Diablo just flipping the Haka over. A triple kill in a 4 versus 5. Beautifully played by Team Liquid and stealing the boss away to boot.
An optimistic play by Granit Gaming. You have to respect, even though they got the pick and they have that 5v4, the amount of control available there for Team Liquid was fantastic for fighting over a boss. Sure, you delete a boss, but if you can't control the space after killing said boss, you're going to lose it. And Team Liquid just showcased that. They get the boss and they'll push in the bottom lane.
Yeah, you can even argue that Lornado was used a second too early because he expected another volley to come from Hanzo and to just shot the boss away. Didn't quite work out that way though. And again, Genji in that backline doing so much work here. Tyrande is under pressure every time that he appears, and that's the main reason why we saw that Genji pick on the last rotation. Now the keep is about to fall, and they might not even stop here. They have a 2-level lead, and they can definitely go for that core with the boss still being healthy.
Lightning Breath is up too. Sportbilly can go for the full commitment if he would like. Darkmonk's in the back line looking for Thrall. Love to get that drag and stop the additional damage from going on top of the core. But Granit Gaming is just getting chunked. Team Liquid continues to hold this space, and now the core begins to fall.
Core is about to fall. Yeah, down to 30% already. All they have to do is right-click it, and that's exactly what they are about to do here. In comes Arcana, and this is game as Team Liquid ends a very clean series with a victory on Cursed Hollow and takes down Granit Gaming with a 3-0.
I'm happy for Team Liquid, but I'm so sad about that boss call.